The other day, yes, but you might be shocked by this, but it's true, yes. The other day, I was having a bit of a clear out, spring has sprung and all of that sort of thing. Do you remember that old expression, spring cleaning? I think the first time I heard that actually was in an episode of Upstairs Downstairs when all the family were away and Rose and the rest of the staff had to turn the house upside down, to air out all of the wind to get rid of the dirt and the dust and make it all fresh and clean, all that sort of stuff. It's funny how you remember phrases, isn't it? You know what I mean? But today I wanted to ask you this because, as I say, I was having a bit of a clear out, and you go through things, don't you? You think, now, will I like this? Do I want this? And you have to be quite brutal. In this job, you're very lucky. You get sometimes given little mementos, say mugs from TV channels around the world, pots, cups and whatever. Mugs, northern saying, isn't it? I know. But the thing is, you get a mug and you think, I've never used it. And then I sometimes think, well, I know people collect these things. Would they like it? And you start to debate, what should you do with it? Then, of course, you get to this. Let me explain it today. Yes, brace yourself for this. But we'll have a quick wave. How are you? Are you all right? Thank you so much for joining me. No, when you get to that point where you start cleaning up and you think, well, I'll just do this now, and I'll just do it, and you keep doing more. And I got to the wardrobe, right? And here's the thing I wanted to ask you, because I find this incredible. The things that you bought that you still think deludedly, and I'm talking about myself here, that you're going to get in. And for fellas, I think you'll totally agree with me on this, guys. When you buy a dinner suit and you go to these dues at the end of the year, and when it comes round to the next year, you suddenly think, this is a bit tight. And so you think, can't quite get in this jacket, but you don't want to throw it away because, of course, you paid for the full suit. The trousers look all right, even though they've got the evening dress lying down the side. And you think, well, what do I do, And it got me thinking, really, that how do you have to be brutal to be able to throw away things that you deludedly think, as I say, in my case, you might actually get in. This can be anything from ties where there's a slight dot on the tie and you think, need to get that cleaned, but you can't find a good cleaner. And sometimes it's cheaper just to buy the tie again and all of that sort of stuff. Or this one that struck me. The other night I was invited to a theatre event and I couldn't believe the theatre merchandise, the prices of the t-shirts and the logos and stuff like that, even programs, theatre programs. You think, should we keep them? Are we just hoarding things? Will we ever use them again? It's a bit like the thing, isn't it? When you look in the wardrobe and you think, I don't want to throw this away because I spent this much on this jacket, and you might have been saving it for best. And the thing about looking out and clearing out and spring cleaning and everything like that is, what you really find is sometimes the only thing you can get in left in your wardrobe is a scarf. Well, even that could be a bit tight at points, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to ask, is there anything in your spring clean, if you're doing one, or perhaps you're debating one, and you're thinking you just simply can't give it away? Was it, for instance, a Bay City Rollers t-shirt back in the day when you were a huge fan? Maybe even further back, did you get something, with the Dave Clark 5 on, the Monkeys, somewhere like that you're never going to wear it. And then you sort of think, well, it's vintage. It becomes a collector's item. And I love this phrase as well, don't you? I've taken stuff to the charity shop, as we all have, and I love the way they look at them now, have you noticed? And look at the labels and you think, hang on a minute, these are just slightly, not exactly pristine white shirts, but would do for someone if they needed something. And that you think, oh dear, you get a bit of that, don't you? It's very difficult, isn't it now, knowing where to place things. And if you are ruthless, do you take them to a charity shop, or indeed do you just bin them up, or do you try and distribute them to some of the homeless charities, which I've done that as well, because again, there's always people that need shoes and trousers and all sorts of stuff. So you do try to do your best when you're clearing out. But back to the point, are you like me? Dare you not necessarily throw that thing out that you think, I might just squeeze into that, and then when you try it on, you think, just need to lose a bit of weight. Fold it back up, put it back in the wardrobe, never to be seen again until you have another clear out. Come on, admit it, we're all guilty of it. Now you share your secrets, I've shared mine. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.